Had no guys. Hey, Max. Yeah, I got everybody's punch.
Canelo Alvarez says that Gennady Golovkin ain't done ish. He's done nothing since their second fight. We're going to talk about that. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. We jump right into it. Canelo did a payday. You want payday? I know that. Did an interview. ESPN Deportes. This is what Canelo had to say. Quote, I am ready for everything. I am ready for everything. I am ready to make the best fights. You journalists hang on to the Gennady Golovkin trilogy fight, but I'm doing more things and more important things than him, Triple G. Where is he? What has he done since he has fought me? Nothing. Nothing. I'm doing other things. I'm doing other important things in my career, beating champions and undefeated fighters. End quote. Now, I gotta give it to Canelo, aka Payday, because he ain't not lying. Triple G, it's like the gift and the curse. He chased the Canelo fight. First fight was close. I thought Triple G won it and edged it, but they said it was a draw. Then Canelo failed the drug test, pushed the fight back. Then they actually fought in September of that same year, and it was a high stakes fight where no one was going to want to be the loser, and Triple G came up short, and I thought he did lose that fight to Canelo. Some people said it was a draw and all this other stuff. I thought Canelo came out with a much better game plan because he was aggressive, and Triple G was looking bad for the first half of the fight, maybe first 6, 7, 8 rounds. And then he showed some signs of life at the end, but it was too little too late, had him losing the fight. So I agree with Canelo here. I think Triple G, this is what old media does. If you look at who Triple G is supposed to be and supposed to have been, and you look at how his careers went since, it's not looking good. For example, old media had Triple G in the best 25 in the last 25 years, meaning out of all the boxers that have graced this stage in the Sweet Science in the last 25 years, the panel, it was like ESPN or whoever, and the panel elected to put Triple G as the best 25 in the last 25. So in the last 25 would include guys like Roy Jones and guys like Floyd Mayweather, but somehow Golovkin made this list and it just didn't make sense. Now, me being the king of consistency and the king of boxing talk, when those things happen, I made my videos rebuking and disputing that I didn't agree with that. Same thing when old media put Gennady, had no guys. They put Golovkin on the pound for pound list, which is not a problem to be on the list, but they said he was number 1 pound for pound. Now, what a difference a couple years makes. Triple G, for him, they were comparing him to Bernard Hopkins, asking if he could beat Roy Jones, and is he better than Marvin Hagler? Would he beat Marvin Hagler? And this was all based on what? And he had all this like hype around him. And Canelo is absolutely right. He says, I'm doing more important things, fighting undefeated guys. Caleb Smith, undefeated. Caleb Plant, undefeated. Billy Joe Saunders, undefeated. So you got to give Canelo that. That aspect is true. Yeah, he has some Rocky Fieldings in there and average eardrum, but so far so good. And we can easily say, and I would have always said even before this interview, that Canelo has certainly done more with his time since the Triple G2 fight. Meanwhile, after the loss to Canelo, Triple G took a while off and he weighed out deals from ESPN, PBC, and DAZN. Finally settled on DAZN, perhaps chasing a Canelo trilogy, which still has not happened on DAZN, which is a bad look for them because now Triple G, he's literally pushing 40. He's gonna be like probably 39 or so next year, maybe 40, one of the two, right? And they still haven't made that fight. So it's like, who wants to see that fight so far removed from the second fight? And especially when Canelo's putting out public statements like this, and he's saying, you journalists keep hanging on to the trilogy, but I'm doing more important things. What has Triple G done since the second fight? And he's right. Because like I said, after the Canelo loss, Triple G just took a lot of time off, like a year plus, weighed out those deals, signed with DAZN, and his first fight was Steve Rolls, a guy I've never had heard of, right? And it was at a catchweight. And he switched his trainer. And now that his trainer is a lot quieter, it's not a trainer who's as vocal and boisterous as Abel Sanchez. It's just like the Triple G ship has slowed down tremendously, right? So he fought Steve Rolls, fought Derevyanchenko because Canelo didn't fight him and got stripped. And Derevyanchenko really beat him. He never rematched Derevyanchenko. And then he fought Kamil Sesmeta, a guy with 21 fights and 5 knockouts. So it's like Canelo's right. Now he's hiding out, waiting for a December 28th fight with Ryota Murata, from what we're hearing. And Triple G and his team have basically said it themselves, is they could have been ready for Canelo, but Canelo only. They're not willing to test themselves with Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, Caleb Smith, or anybody. It's either wait till December to fight Ryota or Canelo if he was available, but we know Canelo's fighting undisputed. So I just feel like this is one of the biggest shams and fall from grace that I've ever seen in modern boxing, where a person is talked about incessantly by the machine, by old media, and then they just, well, as soon as he loses convincingly to Canelo, all that just goes away. And now he fighting Steve Rolls, and no one even talks about Triple G that often. You know what I mean? And no one holds him to a standard of like, yo, when is he gonna pick it up and fight one of those tough people, Andrade or something? You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the videos and the content. I got so much more. We work.